Goldberg. I work at Violence Prevention and Response on the prevention side of the office. I wanted to share with you today an acronym that we use to help people remember the steps or the methods that they can use to respond to somebody when they come to you to talk about something difficult that's happened, like an instance of sexual violence. So we use the acronym BEAVER to help people hold on to these various concepts. So the B stands for believe. So it's so important that people, when they come to you with something hard, that you believe them. And this is easy to do because you do it with all the other things. So if somebody comes to you and they say, "Oh my goodness, I lost my wallet and I flunked a test today and I have all these P sets due," it's not typical that you would say, "Well, are you sure you lost your wallet? And did you really fail the test, or what was the grade actually?" So those kinds of clarifying questions aren't typically the first question that comes out. With sexual violence, sometimes people do go into investigation mode. That's totally natural. You're a curious person. So we get it. But what we want to do is just put the interrogation aside and just believe people when they come to you. And it's important with sexual violence because so many people are not believed when they have an experience of sexual or relationship violence. So just start with a total belief. The second, the E, is for empathy. So empathy is really just understanding from an emotional space what the feeling is like. And you can tap into an experience that you've had where you felt really bad about something to relate to the person and how they might be feeling and sort of center yourself in that emotional space. So just using empathy. The A of BEAVER is actively listen. So I recommend that you take your phone and just put it down, like face down, or turn it off, or put it in a bag, and just really try to be with the person. So however you normally are, so eye contact, if eye contact is normal between you, facing the person and not trying to think of like what you're gonna say next or worrying about saying the right thing. Just take a deep breath and just actively listen, okay? The V of BEAVER is validate. So if somebody comes to you and says, "I have all these things going on, I'm very stressed out, and I just don't know what to do," the magical thing about validate is that if you just repeat partially what they just said to you, that can be very validating. So if somebody comes to me and they say, "I'm so stressed out, I just don't know what to do," I might say, "Oh my goodness, it's so hard to be stressed out and not know what to do." And it's a little hack for you. It works a lot of the time. It's very surprising, but try it out. The E is about empowering. So what we know about sexual violence is that it's not a crime of sex, it's a crime of power. So when we're born into this world, we have control only over our bodies. I don't have control over the weather or what you do or, what happens out in the world, but I do have control over my body. And when that control is taken away, that's a crime of power. And that's what the damage that's done by sexual violence. So when we empower people, when we allow them to take the power back and make the next choice about what comes next, that's directly addressing the harm that's been done. And so that's why it's so important to allow somebody to make the next choice, even if it doesn't feel like the right choice to you. And the final letter is R for refer, because you're not alone in this, and that's what we're here for. So, you have a special place in supporting your colleagues and your friends, and that's something that we can't do. But what we can do is help people deal with the really tough emotions and potentially systems that they want to engage with. And you're there for hugs as well if they want them. So I hope that this is a useful framework for you. BEAVER, believe, empathize, actively listen, validate, empower, refer.